Hi, welcome back to the channel. Now, I've already filmed the video you're going to see in a few seconds. I've just come to upload the video onto the computer and start editing it and then uploading the video. And I've just been contacted to tell me off some mates on the channel that I've hit 1,000 subscribers. So I didn't realise I'd done that at the beginning of the video you're going to see in a minute. So I thank you so much for what you've done for me, getting me to 1,000. It's been a long slog getting there, but with all your help I've done it. Thank you. And from me heart, I mean it. Thank you very much. I really do. Thank you. I'm hoping to build, even though I've said that I wanted 1,000 goal, I want to get as many subscribers as I can, keep going, try and get the channel as big as it can go. So if you're new to the channel, even though I've hit 1,000, keep going. It really would mean a lot to me. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. I really mean it. Everybody who's helped me, everybody who's been loyal to the channel. I've had some members on the channel from day one. So thanks to them as well, and thank you just as much to those who's just joined. I'll keep the content going, and thanks, I mean it. Okay, I'll start the video now that I've already made. See you later, thanks a lot. Welcome back to the channel, it's Ian from Pennyglen Cabin Life. I'm using the new lens again, so we'll see how we go with it, wide angle lens. I quite like it compared to the old lens actually. It's better for the cabin so you can see more of it then. Morning again to everybody, second video this morning, and the time is 7:18 AM. So it's a bit later on this morning. Some of you might be getting up ready for work now, I don't know, but if you are, thank you for joining me on the channel. I'm very close to hitting my 1,000 subscribers. So if there's anybody out there that hasn't subscribed and you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up on the videos if you can, and get me over the line of 1,000, really would appreciate it. I'm just going to be doing some jobs while I'm naturally away to you, if that's alright. I was thinking about things of the old days. I know we talk about that a lot, but I like talking about the old days because to me they were better times, you know. I feel they were better times, the old days. So I remember as a kid I used to do my homework, and if you remember back in the old days there's not many houses had central heating. Now our house did, but when my brother were growing up and my sister, they were brought up in a house with just a coal fire. But when I was a kid we used to have a coal fire as well. There used to be frost on the window on the inside while you're doing your homework. You were like, your fingers would go all numb when you're trying to write your homework because of the glass and the frost coming through it with that cold. And I tell you what I do remember as well. I remember when the bin men used to come, there were no like plastic bin like there is now. You used to have your bins at the back of your property, and you could have as many bins as you wanted. It didn't matter, you bought your own bins. They were all metal bins. You could have what you wanted, as many as you wanted, and the bin men would come up your driveway. Everybody's house will come up the driveway, go round the back. They will get each bin one at a time, and sometimes they had two, one on each shoulder. It's true. And they will come round and empty your bins. Even if you had say 6 bins, they would empty the lot without any question. That's the bin men of the old days. Remember the window cleaners coming round? Everyone used to have the window cleaner. Everyone used to have the milkman come, if you remember that. And the robins used to peck, well, you used to get some robins. Robins used to peck the cream off the top of the milk, because it used to be like, we used to get full milk, so I think it was a silver cap then for, you have to remind me if I'm wrong, a silver cap for the full cream milk, and the robins would tap through it and eat the cream on top. It's a true story that actually. So I always remember that. So that was that. So I'm just going to make a coffee if you don't mind. So what else was there in the old days? Like, I come from a family of bakers. All the generations going back in my family are bakers, and I've done 12 months as a baker working for my brother. But having said that, even though I said I've only done 12 months as a baker, I've done more than that because I was brought up in the bakery. I went, every time I came home from school I was at the bakery. So, but they were good times at Stuart Shop. I enjoyed being at the bakery. Let that just do it. So that went out. What else is there? I made some notes if you don't mind me saying. Remember the coal man used to come round to everybody's house delivering coal? And if you remember in the old days when the coal man come, you would always go to the back of your property where your coal bunkers were, and you always counted how many bags went in. Because your mum would say, right, I want you home from school when the coal man comes and count every bag. Because in the old days, the coal man used to be a bugger, and they used to say, oh, well, we dropped off 12 sacks. And they dropped off 11. They always used to do it. Because I remember my brother talking about that, and my brother would say, like, oh, I'm going to tell my mum when she comes back, you'll get done for that. And they used to say to him, like, shut up or you get a clip round the head. So, but I always remember Stuart saying that when they tried ripping my mum off for that, Stuart would tell my mum, and my mum was straight down to the coal board and get them done. Do you remember the old milk floats? And there used to be a battery milk floats. I always remember that. And all my mates used to do a milk round in the morning, and then when they dumped milk round they used to do paper round before school and after school. Always remember that. Yeah, God, they used to be great days. I've said before about when I was younger, when you used to go to tip to get rid of your rubbish. It weren't like it is now. Like now you drive up the big hillside type of thing, and then you throw your stuff over the top, and you can't get down to where it is. In the old days, if you remember, all the older end like me, you used to come with your car and you'd just pull up anywhere. It used to be a massive like landfill area you'd be, and you'd throw your rubbish on, and you could stay there all day if you wanted, rummaging through and finding stuff. Like, I'll be honest with you, my dad when I used to go with my dad, we used to come back with some right crap. But my dad thought it was great stuff every time. And I'm on way back, I'm going, Dad, she'll kick off my mum if you come back with that. No, it's good stuff this. It's good stuff this. So we'll get home and he'd walk it house. True story this. He'd walk it house. See? Don't say I'm not using the mug. So we'll go in the house, and then my mum would say, what you got there, Vic? Because everyone called him Vic. His name is Victor. What you got there, Vic? Oh, I got this. Look, it's really good. Got it tip. She'd say, right, get all that crap together, get back in the car, and get back to the tip and chuck it on the tip where it came from. She used to get really cross with him. Oh, I can remember that. Bloody hell. I remember going home from school and my dad used to run out of petrol in his Mini, because he had a Mini when I was a kid. I don't know why my dad had a Mini, because he's the same size and height as me. I don't know how he got in it looking back. And I always remember we'll be going down hill and he used to say, come on Ian, keep pushing, keep pushing. So then we'll get it going, just get it slowly going, and it'll conk out again, go a bit further and conk out. And then when we get to house, you say, Ian, before we go in, don't mention to your mother we run out of fuel. She'll kick off that you were pushing car. Why? Why? I remember I used to go into my mates, and it used to be quite funny getting a lift back from my mate's house, because his dad, if you remember in the old days, where you had your dashboard, that used to be like a, well, it was like an old-fashioned meter thing that showed you fuel, didn't it? Like an hour, I'm doing the flick of my finger, but you know what I mean. It used to go up and down on what fuel you had. Right, like now it's digital, isn't it? Or like a digital lights used to come on showing how much you got. Well, back in the old days, they always used to break them dials all the time. So my mate's dad's car, that dial had broke for petrol. So we never knew when the petrol were running out. And 9 times out of 10, when I was getting a lift home from my mate's house off his dad, he used to run out of bloody fuel, didn't he? Come on lads, we've got to push to the petrol station. And I never know why he didn't just put enough fuel in to cover and then just keep topping it up. I've no idea why he didn't do that, but it's absolutely true. So let's have a look what other notes I've got from the old days. I tell you what, here's one for you. Do you remember the old red BT telephone boxes? Now, I were brought up with them. And then they went to the BT glass ones, didn't they? I think was this silver and glass? And then because all the young ones started smashing all the glass on them all, they started putting plastic shatterproof plastic. I know I said glass then, didn't I? Plastic shatterproof glass. That's a good one, isn't it? So yeah, but like I say, I remember them, and I remember the old BT red ones. They were brilliant then. And I remember when I used to go to London. Well, my mum used to take me maybe once a year to London, and we used to go to Buckingham Palace outside when it would change of the guards and everything. It used to be great. And my mum, every so often on the street corners, I don't know if they still have them, they used to have the old-fashioned police box, the blue ones. Obviously, they weren't being used but I think it was like for tourism, you know. And I always remember seeing them. I don't know if they're still there now. And then I also remember when I was at school, all the buses, not just school buses, all the buses were double deckers. There were no single decker buses when I were younger. And then they slowly replaced them. And I tell you what they did do, right? This is absolutely true, this. I remember the old-fashioned buses, the double-deckers. Now, a lot of you remember them, the old-shaped ones, right? Not like the London ones where they're open on the back, where you just jump in, jump off. I don't mean that. I mean the ones that we had in the 80s, 70s, 80s. Well, if you remember, well, I don't know about everybody else, but in Bolton, we had a lot of these old buses. And I think it was it Ribble that had them? I'm not quite sure now. Anyway, they started modernising them. So they started buying in these new double-decker buses, brand new. Well, Arstewart used to have a lot to do with bus station and that, because he used to do buffies for them and everything. So they come in, these mechanics, and they're going, do you know, these new buses are a piece of crap. He said they're breaking every 2 minutes. He said if it were me, I'd have these old buses on the road forever. He says they're dead easy to fix. And I always remember him saying that. Always remember that. Yeah, and then they brought all these new buses. Like now, I don't think there's many double-decker buses left now, is there? I always remember coming home and going to school on the double-deckers. We always used to go upstairs and sit at back. But do you remember the old double-decker bus where you get on, and then there's a driver where you used to pay, and then as you walk up the bus, where the stairs was, there was a compartment there that used to be for luggage. Well, when I first went to school, on the way to school and the way home, I used to get in that and sit in it. I don't know why I did that, but I always did that. It was brilliant. I used to love doing that. Yeah, I do have fond memories of when I was at school. I always like to think back about when I was at school. I did have good times. I had good times because of Mr. Mansfield as well. He used to stick up for me when there were trouble. He was woodwork teacher and me reception teacher, form teacher, that's it. And he was good to me. That's why the extension's going to have a plaque made saying the Mansfield wing after him, Mr. Mansfield. He was a nice man. Very kind he was, big heart. And he used to take time out on his lunch break and sit and talk to me and do bits of woodwork with me and that. He showed me how to sharpen hand saws and things like that. He always said I'll never be a joiner. But I think he did it to keep me out of mischief at school, you know. So, because he always used to have his sandwiches in the woodwork room, so we used to have a natter. He was good to me. So I miss Mr. Mansfield, actually, funny enough. There's not much I miss about school sometimes, but I do miss him. So, right, well listen, I've nattered on for quite a while, so I've got to get on with some veggies. So you don't mind me doing these veggies while we have a natter, do you? Let me just get my pan. So I don't know what everybody else has got planned for today, so to me, I'm going to be, me personally, I'm going to be cleaning a couple of kennels today. I try and do a couple of kennels every other day. I'll just get these out, hold on. Find some potatoes here. Hey, look at these, this will make you laugh, right? These are curry pot noodles. Hey, this is a true story, this, right? About a month ago, I don't know if I've told you this, I went on to eBay. Well, what it was, I was watching YouTube and somebody who I know on YouTube was eating a pot noodle. Now, I've not had a pot noodle for years and I thought, ooh, I fancy a pot noodle. I wonder if they sell them on Amazon. Yeah, this is true story, this, right? So I went on Amazon. Now it was very late at night and I was tired. Can I just use that in my own defence? So I went on and I saw a pack of 6 curry pot noodles. So I thought, oh, I'll have some of them. So I picked to have a box, and then I paid and it sent, right? So next morning I woke up and I got an email saying your order has been dispatched. 10 boxes pot noodles, right? So, oh no, it weren't 6, it was 12. Sorry, 12 in a box, right? So, yeah, that's right. So I'm just checking with my mind, I got it right. So anyway, I picked 10 boxes. So I looked in my bank and all this money had come out, thinking, oh no. So I contacted Amazon, they said, oh, I'm sorry, we've dispatched it. Anyway, I had 100 and odd pot noodles come. I'm going to be sick of curry pot noodles soon, aren't I? So I've had to store them. So it's sort of low for me, I do daft stuff like that. So, right. I'll tell you what just popped to me. Do you remember the old fashioned chip shops where they always used to cook the chips in dripping? Do you remember that? Always remember that. And every chippy used to cook them the old fashioned way, not just in dripping, but they used to have them like seaside chips, didn't they? And they were like a dark brown colour when they were cooked. Like now, if you go to a chip shop, they're a very pale colour, aren't they? And if you also remember, and if anyone does, it used to be in newspaper. They used to wrap them in newspaper, and I tell you what, the chips used to taste bloody lovely when they've been cooked and wrapped in newspaper. Absolutely gorgeous they were. I remember as a kid we used to have porridge in the morning, and sometimes if we were lucky we used to get ready bread. There was a big thing about all kids having ready bread when we were younger. And do you remember the chocolate ready bread? That's going some, innit? Chocolate ready bread. Bloody hell. Oh, I can remember that actually. That's going back. And my mum always used to make crumpets in the morning. She always used to have crumpets. And a cup of tea. Crumpets and a cup of tea, that was my mum every morning. So what I thought I'd have tonight for my tea is something that I've not had for many a year. And see if you lot remember this when years ago. I'm going to have mashed potatoes with cabbage, carrots, and I'm going to have some cooked, obviously, misshaped bacon, because I've got a pack of misshaped bacon I got from the supermarket. Now that's going back some, isn't it? That's an old-fashioned meal, isn't it? So, like now when you do mashed potato, a lot of people in the old days, you didn't used to put butter in like they do now. And then they had a phase where they stopped putting butter in because they were saying it were unhealthy for you. And they started putting just milk in, if you remember. Right, that's one pan done for after. Oh, I think they've seen better days, haven't they? You know. Well, I think it's a case of salvaging some of these carrots. All the rest are going to have to be chucked, I think. That's the best of these, so we can save some out of it. No, go on, line up. Oh, these are. That's the best. Oh, good. Now, I'm going to be doing the draw later on today, as you know. So, but I'm determined by the end of next week, I'm going to be going to Stranraer and I'm going to get all these parcels posted off. Because, you know, it's not fair that everyone's having to wait so long just because I'm shielding. So I'm going to make the effort, I'm going to get out and I'm going to post everything. So, like I say, good luck to everybody who's entering the prizes to the draw tonight. You can tell I had that fit last night, can't you? My words are a bit jumbled all the time. Have you finished being nosy, lady? Have we got a bag for rubbish? We'll have to chuck all these, aren't we, Brookie? Eh? I didn't know he was in such a bad way. Be a lot better this year when I start growing my own veg. You won't be relying on anybody. Fresh eggs and everything like that. Be a lot better. Right. I'm terrible with a knife sometimes, chopping stuff. I'm forever cutting myself. I think my brain goes too fast for the knife. Got an itchy nose. If you remember in the old days, your parents never used to cut the carrots like I do, slice them. They used to chop them all, didn't they? That's going back actually, isn't it? My mum always did that. She never used to like them sliced like this. I love carrots, as you can tell with the amount of my eating. you're not having none. Eh? Never mind looking at me like that. I'll give it you, I've got to give it all of you. Oh, running low on cabbages. Eh? Running low on cabbages. Don't look at me like that, you bugger. Oh, they're all here now, look at them. They've all come now. Come here, don't hit the camera. Come on. All of you, don't hit the camera. Come on. Bloody hell, that's what you've done to me, Brookie. Eh? Got them all here now. Yeah, Tweedy. Yep. Right, go on, get down all of you. Hey, I can't have out, there's no to call your own, is there? Eh? There's no to call your own. What's in here? Oh, I'll leave the onion actually. Right. Hey, don't be silly. What are you doing? The reason why they're doing that is I've got our treacle's coming season. Well, our brookie has as well actually. So they're all trying to ump each other. Lesbians. So I won't be having a litter from either of them. Treacle's well retired and Brookie retired last year, so I won't be breeding with any of them now they've come in season. Right, all my stuff's done now, all my veggies for later on. Quite looking forward to a nice dinner today. And then tomorrow, like I say, I'm going to be cooking a steak pie. And I'm also going to do, I think I'll be doing an apple pie rather than rhubarb. So I'll catch you later on. So thank you for joining Wednesday Thoughts down at the cabin. I know they've been a bit random today, talking about old days and that. But I had to get these jobs done, so I thought I'd give a little chat with you. So I hope I've not done your head in too much. Okay, I will speak to you all later on this afternoon when the prize draw's done. So remember, the cut-off point's 2 p.m. So get your names in the hat. Okay, stay safe, stay well, and remember, dinky-doo.